I got a question from one of you asking if your child has a diagnosis of autism, is it a good idea to stay in a metro city and take therapies by going to a therapy center, or shift into a smaller town where you will have access to bigger space, nature, and you give that opportunity to your child that your child needs to, that big space around, not locked up in a room or whatever. What is a better option? That's what I want to share with you. So, a lot of parents who come to me, I mean, I have been blessed because I work with kids who stay in a village, and I work with kids who stay in the best and the most advanced cities of the world. So, having worked with so many kids and different options, I feel it's always important that you have a mentor. You need to have a guide. If you have an occupational therapist who will guide you on what should be done, what should be worked upon, how you should work upon, what you should do if you're in a village. So when I was in COVID times, a lot of parents, they shifted from the metro areas wherever they live to to their hometowns. So this parent I still remember, and many more. This is the one that who comes to my mind. So what she used to do was like, ma'am, I've shifted to this native place of mine. And she would take her phone and she would show me, see, these are the things that are here. What can I do now over here? What is the therapy? How can I use these things around me in the nature therapeutically? And that's what I used to guide them. So if they had I still remember there was a slope in that place. So I used to tell them, okay, going up the slope, if possible, bare feet, that would be very good for your child. It would be very helpful. Initially it was very difficult for the child. He started doing it gradually. There was this place which had a lot of mud and it was all sticky and gooey, and it was like a mixed terrain, sticky, gooey. And then there was a pond, and then there was another place there. And I said, if you can make your child walk through these things, and if it is possible bare feet, if it is all safe, if you can take care of safety, it would be a good idea to expose these kinds of tactile, expose your child to these kinds of tactile opportunities. So that's what she did. We continued working on these kinds of activities, I think, for like what, one full year. And this boy really improved. So if you are in your hometown and if you're not knowing what to do, you're just there, okay, this is, you just do activities which are day to day, but you don't know how to move from this level to the next level, from this level to the next level. Just going to a village or a native place or a small place where you have plenty of space, you have nature, but you don't know what to do with it, is not going to be helpful. It's like a surgeon, you give the knife to a surgeon, he will know what to do with that knife, right? But if I give that knife to a person like me, I may cut vegetables with it because that's not my area of expertise. So what I'm saying is, if you ask me as an expert, what do I do on this mountain? A lot, I have this hill right in front of my house where I'm talking from. And I tell a lot of these kids, one girl who came to see me, I said, come and meet me at the hill. A lot of kids, I meet them at the hill for my consultation sessions. And I'm like, let's go up. So when a child is climbing up the hill, there are going to be rocks, there's going to be mud, there's going to be like so many things. There's going to be a dog who may just pass by, there's going to be a car, there are going to be people coming. How is this child able to manage through these challenges? Is the child able to plan? Is the child aware? Is the child looking around, not looking around? These are certain observations that I make when I take them up on the hill. And when I leave them, and believe me, while the child, I still remember this girl because I just met her 2 weeks back. When she climbed up, she was all lost, falling backwards, asking her dad to hold her, take her up, like all of it. And I said, leave her alone. Of course, we take care of safety, very important. We just don't leave our child. But when he left her, she took care. She was looking at the rocks. She knew where to step, where not to step. Those are the kinds of activities that I use to evaluate. But then you can go to that same place and just support your child and do that whole activity every day. It would not be useful. So what I'm saying is, there are ample opportunities for motor planning in nature. When you go on a trek, when you go on a hill, when you are walking outside on the road. I still remember one more example that comes to my mind. In the beginning times, like in the beginning years, like 2005 or 4, I remember this child used to come to me, and I used to take him on a footpath, and my footpath was all broken. Purposely, I used to take him on that footpath, which was all broken. There was a manhole, the lid was onto one side, the road was dug up, and you had to, like, take care how to walk. So those are the kinds of places that I used to take this boy. That's where I used to take him. And he didn't know, he didn't even look at those big manholes. He didn't look how to walk through those road which is broken. Nothing. That gave me an awareness. Oh, he can't plan. He's not aware. Now what do I do? How do I design activities? What I'm trying to convey is there are lots of opportunities everywhere. If you talk to your occupational therapist, or you can join me, I teach a lot of these things in my courses. I teach in my autism intervention class how to work on these things. What I'm trying to tell you is staying in a city or staying in a village is not important. You can stay anywhere in any part of the world. People who stay in villages take my service. Their kids are improving, they are getting better. You need clarity. Once you have clarity, okay, oh, my child can do this, what next? And I tell you, okay, do this, okay, this is done, now what next? Okay, do this, now what next? Here, now what next? And I'm not saying that it's going to be very simple. It's usually like this, which means you get better a little bit, back, better, back, better, back. There's always a little bit of disorganization that happens before reorganization. So I hope I've answered your question. Staying in a village or staying in a city does not matter. Going to a therapy center every day where this therapist gives those opportunities to your child, or whether you give those opportunities to your child in a natural surrounding, doesn't matter. What matters is you're giving those opportunities and you're aware that those opportunities need to be given, and that level is now mastered. Don't stay on that level, go higher up. Oh, that's mastered, go higher up. So you need to know how that should be done developmentally. What skill emerges first, what comes in later, what are these building blocks that will help your child to get better? This is what your therapist can guide you. So the question was, where do I stay? Doesn't matter. As long as you're guided, it would be helpful. Doing it outdoors is always better, according to me, because, if I go on a hill one day, the next day, it may have a different challenge. I may go through a different route or whatever. But if I climb onto a rope ladder one day, same rope ladder the next day, same rope ladder the third day, the challenge that I would get by climbing onto that rope ladder can be modified. But nature presents challenges naturally, you know. And there's another element. When you're out in the nature, you're smelling. It's a multisensory input. You're feeling the air. Now it's rainy season. It's so nice and sticky, gooey, mud everywhere. You can smell those centipedes and millipedes and earthworms and snails. So there's a multisensory input. There's water falling on you. That's tactile input. Outdoor is always helpful, as long as you know what to give, how much support to give, and how to present the just right challenge. I hope I've helped your answered your question. I don't know who asked me. It was in one of my comments. Outdoor, indoor doesn't matter. As long as you have the guidance, you know what to do, you can do it in any part of the world. Okay. If you have any comments for me, any questions for me, put down into the comments. I would love to answer them. If you're not a part of my inner circle, join me. We meet every month. We discuss topics. We go into the depths. So you can meet me there. Yes. Thank you.